Folks, get ready because we have it all today. We'll talk about young Kimi Antonelli, who is knocking on Mercedes' door, and understand why Russell lost that win in Belgium. But wait, there's more. The musical chairs at Red Bull continue. Alonso is not happy with Aston Martin, and Alpine is tidying up the house. All this and much more in this unmissable video. Stay tuned until the end because it's insane. Now let's talk about the prodigy that is making Mercedes keep a close eye. Kimi Antonelli, just 17 years old, is one step away from becoming the new driver for the German team in 2025. And it's no wonder, folks. Mercedes is heavily investing in preparing this young Italian. This week, Kimi is driving the W13 at Spa, but it's not just about taking a few laps, huh? The focus is on improving the approach to qualifying and race pace. The team is making it clear that this test is crucial to understand how Antonelli builds his performance over a race weekend. And Toto Wolff? He is the most excited. He said, "Kimi has a lot of potential. His speed and talent are already at a certain level, but he lacks experience." But the boss didn't stop there. He also dropped this. "We want the best driver available. Right now, my first option is Kimi Antonelli." Look at this craziness. Mercedes is so confident that they are considering announcing Antonelli's contract at Monza. Imagine this. He turns 18 on August 25 and will get a Formula One seat as a birthday present. If this isn't a motorsport fairy tale, I don't know what is. Speaking of fairy tales that turned into nightmares, remember that epic win by Russell in Belgium? Well, it lasted very little, poor guy. He put on a masterful performance, held off Hamilton at the end, but then came the cold shower. Disqualification for being under the minimum weight. But what really happened? Andrew Chauvelin, Mercedes' engineer, explained this mess. According to him, several factors contributed to this drama. Russell's tire wear was higher than normal, the plank under the car wore out more than Hamilton's, and there was also a greater than expected oil loss. All of this together made the car 1.5 kg under the allowed weight. Chauvelin also explained that just the tire rubber loss accounted for about 1.2 kg below. In other words, even if the rest were normal, Russell was already in trouble. And the craziest part? This weight difference only gave Russell an advantage of 0.02 per lap. 0.02, folks. Mercedes is promising to review all processes to avoid this kind of error in the future. Now let's move on to the Red Bull soap opera, Stay or Not Stay, that got another exciting chapter. After everyone thought Perez was one step away from leaving the team, Red Bull delivered an Oscar-worthy plot twist. Helmut Marko, that guy who always has a controversial opinion up his sleeve, dropped this bomb. "Perez stays. We want to bring him back to his old form." Marko, you're the one saying that? But wait, it gets even crazier. Red Bull is conducting a comparative test between Daniel Ricciardo and Liam Lawson. The winner? Well, they might get a spot in the main team in 2025. Ricciardo is confident, saying there's a lot at stake in this test. Meanwhile, Lawson has an ace up his sleeve. Red Bull promised him a place in F1 in 2025, no matter which team. It's as if Red Bull turned the silly season into a chess game. And you know what's even crazier? All this is happening because Liberty Media, the owner of F1, asked Red Bull not to fire Perez now. Why? Because without Checo, the Mexican GP would lose audience and money. Yes, my friends, even in F1, money talks louder. Now let's talk about someone who is not happy with how things are going, Fernando Alonso. After a sensational 2023, where he stood on the podium 8 times, 2024 is a year to forget. The two-time world champion didn't hold back and said he is a bit disappointed, and it's no wonder. Aston Martin went from fighting with the top teams to being in the midfield. Alonso also mentioned that at the beginning of the year, they were fighting for top 5 or top 6 in qualifying. Now, they are looking in the rearview mirror not to be overtaken. But can this story still have a twist? Well, with Alonso, you never know. The guy has proven that he acts like fine wine. The older he gets, the better he becomes. Let's follow and see what happens. So folks, are you thinking the season has given all it had to give? No way. There's still a lot to happen. Now let's talk about a team going through changes. Let's talk about Alpine. which is like that person who changes their look every week. We barely had time to get used to the last team principal, and they've already announced a new one. Oliver Oakes, a former driver who became a team boss in F2 and F3, is now going to lead Alpine. At 36, he becomes the second youngest team principal in F1 history. Is youth the new trend in F1? But it doesn't stop there. The rumors are hot. Jack Doohan is being considered to take Esteban Ocon's place in 2025. As everyone already knows, Ocon is moving to Haas in 2025. Doohan has already done some tests with the team, participated in some FP1 sessions, and apparently won over the Alpine folks. It's that story. Sometimes it's better to bet on an enthusiastic rookie than a demotivated veteran, right? And speaking of changes, it looks like we have another driver about to switch categories. Logan Sargeant, the American who was trying to establish himself at Williams, has one foot out of F1 and the other, well, it seems, in IndyCar. Folks, everyone was already speculating about his future. And now, with the confirmation that Carlos Sainz is going to Williams in 2025, it looks like Logan's fate is sealed. But wait, the story gets interesting. Prema, that Italian team that dominates the junior categories, has its eye on Sargeant for its new adventure in IndyCar. It's like a reunion of ex-lovers, you know? After all, Logan raced for Prema in Formula 3 and almost won the title. The craziest part is that negotiations started weeks ago. It seems Sargeant already knew his days in F1 were numbered and started planning a plan B. Smart of him, right? And let's face it, IndyCar could be a great move for Logan. There, he will find several drivers he competed against in the junior categories. Who knows, in Uncle Sam's land, he might find the success that didn't happen here in F1. Hey folks, what a season, huh? We started talking about a 17-year-old about to turn 18 and join one of the biggest teams in F1, went through a world champion complaining about life, a French team betting everything on new blood, and ended with an American possibly switching from F1 to IndyCar. All this without mentioning the twists at Red Bull and Russell's painful disqualification. What can we take from all this? Well, in F1, the only constant is change. Every week we have a new story, a new drama, a new expectation. But you know what's the coolest? Seeing how each team, each driver, deals with these challenges. Don't forget to leave your comments on what you think will happen by the end of the year. Who knows, we might make a video with your theories. Thanks for watching until now, folks. If you liked it, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any updates from this crazy world of F1. See you next time.